And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Daytona International Speedway as we prepare for the first race of the brand new series, the NNSCRA Faded Glory Drafting for Dollars Cup Series. Here at Daytona International Speedway, under the lights we are for 15 laps of racing. Not a lot of time to be able to make moves, so these drivers are going to have to go all out, 110% right from the drop of the green flag. Now, the scoring system is going to be a little bit different in this than the original Dirt to Dinero Cup Series. Instead, this season, the scoring is going to be where everybody's going to go home with at least some money. Nobody's going home broke. It's going to be $50, or make that $100 for the winner. Everybody else who finishes inside the top 10, they are going to receive $50. Everybody who finishes in the top 20 out from 11th to 20th, they get $25. And then the rest of the drivers will receive $10. So, but you can tell there's definitely a difference between $100 and $10. Front row is going to be Connor Breton on the pole. Alongside of him is going to be Trent Whitney, and I think we got a car in trouble back there. Couldn't tell who it was. It's a white machine. I'm going to venture a guess that it could possibly be the 93 of Pichu. We'll have to catch up on that in just a minute, but here's the starting lineup for tonight's race at Daytona.
Need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because you can't stop me. And if you wonder how this player done scooped your honey, I think she from my cologne is called brand new money. Make some moves, man, ain't a damn thing funny. Been hood rats to Playboy bunnies. They see it. Say what? Money. I'm global dollar and roll without pity.
Well, we have received the one-to-go signal as the cars are heading down the back straightaway here. That car was not Pichu. It was actually the 83 of David Burton. He is on pit road. He was not able to get his car going when the command to fire the engines was given. So we're going to have to catch up on that. Maybe he's going to be able to continue on here before the green flag drops. But, oh, there's another car on the apron. What's going on here? Who is that? Is that the 11? That is the 11. Kyle Sanoski. What's he doing down on the apron? Something's amiss on that Toyota. Toyotas are having problems here. Yeah, Sanoski's coming down onto the apron. Two Toyotas here before the green flag even drops. David Burton and Kyle Sanoski. This could take them out of the running for that $100. They'll leave both with $10 if they finish at the back of the pack, but still, you gotta wonder what's going through the minds of other Toyotas in this field now with this going on. My goodness. Green flag hasn't even dropped, and we've already got one Toyota and David Burton on pit road, and another Toyota and Kyle Sanoski, who had to take its car to the apron there in turn 3, and he's headed for pit road. But here we go. We'll get ready to go under the green flag. I beg your indulgence if I fail to remember some names here. It's a thing that happens with commentators at the beginning of a new season all the time. As here we go, green flag is out, 15 laps of racing. Connor Breton gets us underway at Daytona. Trent Whitney there in the 38. He's going to be on the high side. That's not the place to be. He'll want to get down to the low side as soon as possible. Now there's some moves being made back there. 51 car getting some drafting help. That is Alex Penland. He's getting drafting help from the 9. That I believe is Brian James. Behind them, the 31 of Eric Burton. As here comes the 9 and the 31. They're working together on the low side. Can they get a run on the Tracker Bass Pro Shop Chevy? Nope, doesn't look like it, as Alex Penland tried to go to the high side. I don't think that's going to work. And now Connor Breton's going to come down, pick up the drafting help of Brian James here. Coming off turn 4, looks like the top 5 at this point are going to be Connor Breton in the lead, Brian James second, Eric Burton third. Then you got Mark, I believe that's Mark Richards in the 47, and then he's side by side with Eric Burton, and then I think the 2 of Richard Earnhardt is just crossed the line in 5th place. But meanwhile, up front, Connor Breton, he continues to lead the way. Brian James, he's still very much there on the back bumper, but he hasn't yet had anybody that'll work with him to make a move. Here he comes. Lots of back straightaway room to make a pass here. He's got some drafting help. That is from Mark Richards. To the inside they go, and they are going to go past the Brian James machine. I'm actually just thinking to myself now, I believe it's actually Matt Richards in the 47. So my apologies there. Yeah, that's going to happen a lot here in this race. Maybe I'll remember everybody in this next race. But nonetheless, here comes Matt Richards. He'll come to the inside, and Matt Richards is going to challenge for the top spot. He's got the 34 of Alexander Whitney coming up the inside line there. Let's try and catch up, see if David Burton's been able to return to the racetrack in the 83. No, he still remains on pit road. How about the other Toyota of Kyle Sanoski? What's the update on him? He has returned to the racetrack, but I believe he is a lap down to the leaders, currently in the 41st position. Meanwhile, Matt Richards, he now goes to the lead. Here comes the number 21 on that inside line there. Whoops, I just missed him. There he is. That's, I believe it's David Smith. I'm trying to learn the names here. Nonetheless, we'll call him D. Smith for right now, because that I am certain of, is that his first name begins with a D, but he's going to the inside line now. He'll take the top spot. Here comes Pichu in the 93. Here comes Matthew McMurray in the 18. And here comes Zohar Monad in the 27. You notice that I'm not saying really anything about teammates working together. That's because in this kind of a series, there are no teammates. Your friends are where you find them, but just because the 24, 48, 5, and 48 all happen to be in Hendrick Motorsports, that's not what happens here in this series. There are no teammates. Everybody's racing for themselves. If they were racing for points, then they would be teammates, but they're not racing for points. They're racing for cash. And there's a wreck in the back. They're wrecking the back as they're going to come down to a photo finish here. And it looks like it's going to be Pichu with the top spot here on lap 5 of 15, but who was in the wreck? Oh, it was Gabriel Navarrete. Looks like maybe Dylan Pote got a piece of it. Eric Burton was involved. Maybe Ben Paul, Matthew Rodriguez, and Matthew Witt. I believe that's Matt Witt in the 98. Oh, it looks like David Burton will actually be able to return to the racetrack now. So now all 42 cars are back on the racetrack, but let's look back and see what the first caution came out for, involving I think a total of 5 drivers here for the first time tonight at Daytona. Well, it appears that the 32 car just stuck it in there 4 wide and off turn 4. That accordion effect where everything just bunches up occurs. And there you see Gabriel Navarrete gets turned by Keenan Busch in the 32, up into the 31 of Eric Burton and the 22 of Dylan Poteet. There's another car back there that got some damage. I think that was the 38. Yeah, that is. The 38 of Trent Whitney got a piece of that. And maybe the 78 of James Silverfox. Oh, there's the 98 of Witt running in there. Look at the 10. Nice miss there. And Ben Paul in the 39. Oh, he just squeaks through as well. Well, look at Matthew Rodriguez. He was off the pace. What happened to Matt Rod? Matt Rod was way behind all these guys. Let's look back at a replay, see if we can find out what happened to the 99. Well, this is back on lap 1 on the back straightaway. I'm almost wondering if the 99 Fastenal Ford dropped a cylinder. Watch right here when they're heading into turn 3. All of a sudden, his car is just all of a sudden going to lose the rear end of the field. Somewhere off here off of turn 4, I think is when it really starts for Matthew Rodriguez. Let's see. Come down here to the stripe. He's running around the 182 mark. And right there, you can see the field starts pulling away. Yeah, I think he may have lost a cylinder or something. Because that car, although it is running up in the 190s, so maybe not. Maybe he just lost the draft. That could have been what happened to that Roush Fenway car. But nonetheless, something happened. And it caused him to be way at the back of the field here. So this caution was a welcome caution for Matthew Rodriguez. Caution lights are out atop the pace car. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. We do not have anyone retired from the race. Kyle Sanoski actually was able to get back onto the racetrack and remain in the lead lap, so he's still in the lead lap. But David Burton, who has also returned to the racetrack, he is 4 laps down. He will undoubtedly finish in the 42nd position unless we have a wreck that will take out drivers. Nobody retired after that incident off turn 4. On the flip side, the 93 is the leader of Pichu. And you'll notice up at the top right it says P. Cole. Well, actually, that's Pichu, but the reason that the Cole is there is because it went to a backup name, which is mine, since there was no last name during the sign-up. So Pichu is the leader. Second place is Matthew McMurray. Zohar Monad is third. Then we got D. Smith in fourth. Alex Tanker is in fifth place. Sixth is Matt Richards. Luke Walker is in 7th. 8th is Kyle Richards with Jason Marshall 9th, and 10th is Emilio Navarrete. Seth Cole runs in 11th, Jacob Rodriguez 12th, Tony Blazers 13th with Peter Saviano in 14th, Alan Tanker runs in 15th, Aaron Williams is 16th, 17th Richard Earnhardt, Ryan Richards 18th, 19th is Alexander Whitney with Alex Penland in 20th. And you got Ryan Juke, Brian James, Jake Smith, Connor Breton, the pole sitter, and Danielle Copeland back in the top 25. Let's go back to Green Flag Racing. The leader is going to be Pichu. He certainly would love to start off this series with a $100 bill. You know, these guys, they're definitely racing for at least a spot inside the top 20. But all of them want to win this race, and that's why everybody is still on the racetrack. It's Matthew McMurray in the Joe Gibbs number 18. He'll go to the front. Zohar Mahmoud, Alex Tanker, they're coming up that inside line. As well as the Matt Richards machine. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead, I think. I think the 88 is going to make it 3 wide. Yes, he is. Alex Tanker, he's going to go 3 wide. He's getting some drafting help in the form of some Richards. That is, I believe, Matt Richards and Kyle Richards, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just confirm that. That is indeed the case. Jason Marshall, he's up here in the mix now in the 14. We haven't talked about him. We haven't talked about Emilio Navarrete. We haven't talked about Seth Cole. They're all up here now racing it out with only a handful of laps left to go. 5 to be exact. Battle on for the lead. Here comes Kyle Richards to the inside in the 43. Whoa, 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 Navarrete gets into Seth Cole. Seth Cole spins right in the middle of the pack. There goes Jason Marshall up into Zohar Mahmoud and Matthew McMurray. This race may be over. This race may end. A huge wreck. I think everybody that's back from 3rd position on back was involved in this. I think the top 3 are all that are left. Kyle Richards with an opportunity here to be $100 richer heading into next week's race. Matt Richards takes 2nd. Alex Tanker back to 3rd. Down to the stripe they come. No move will be made by Matt Richards. Kyle Richards is going to lead. This may have just been the winning move right there. Did anybody else make it through that wreck is what I'd like to know. Well, there's D. Smith. He made it through. He's currently 4th. Jacob Rodriguez made it through in 5th. Peter Saviano is 6th. Richard Earnhardt, Tony Blazer, Connor Breton, and Aaron Williams. That is the top 10. Then you got Corey Williams, Ryan Juke, Ryan Richards, Luke Walker, and Red Bell, the top 15. Keenan Bush, Seth Cole, Matthew McMurray, Emilio Navarrete, and Dylan Poteet. That's the top 20. But I think from Seth Cole on back, those drivers were involved in that wreck that occurred right there. That was a really heartbreaking wreck for a lot of drivers. And I'll tell you what, Matthew McMurray, Emilio Navarrete, they've got pretty bad damage. If they retire, some drivers could move into that top 20 spot and leave with $25. But let's go back and look at a replay of what happened. This was right up around the 3rd position. I think 3rd, 4th, and 5th all wrecked in turn 2. Yeah, I think the start of the wreck occurs here with the EcoBoost Ford of Emilio Navarrete. He's going to turn Jason Marshall right there in the middle of the corner. Down into Seth Cole they go. Now we'll have to go further up and see what happened when the 14 and the 6 come back up the racetrack. But right here, at least a little bit of contact with Seth Cole. And actually, I think Seth Cole may have just saved it. I think he did, yeah. Seth Cole saved it. I don't know how, but he did. And then there you see this 27 of Zohar Mahmoud, the 18 of Matthew McMurray, nowhere to go. Pichu, nowhere for him to go in the 93. Oh, there's the 20 of Alan Tanker. Gets into Luke Walker, sends him up the racetrack. There you see more drivers. And Brian James, Jake Smith, 16. Oh, just gets involved there. Oh, look at the pileup. Look at him plow in. Oh, man, Ben Paul, Eric Burton, Trent Whitney, Matthew Rodriguez, David Burton, Kyle Sanoski. Oh, my goodness. Who else? Danielle Copeland, Michael Jeter, Molly Jeter, 98 of Witt involved. Oh, there's the 78 of James Silverfox. He must have gotten a piece of it. Pichu, who was leading a while ago. There's Eric Burton. There's Alan Tankard. There's Jake Smith. Matt Rod involved. Luke Martin was in it. There's Witt, Sanoski, David Burton. That was a huge, huge wreck right there. And somehow, someway, Seth Cole, don't know how, but he was able to hold on to his race car. And there's the car that may have just won this thing, Kyle Richards. Let's go back, see if we are going to get the checkered flag here under the caution. Kyle Richards may have just won the first race of the season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have we got a treat for you? We're going to settle the first race of the NNSCRA Faded Glory Drafting for Dollars Cup Series with a one-lap shootout. This is going to be good. Kyle Richards, he's going to have one very testy 1.5 miles to make to try and hold off these guys back here. Drivers who have retired after that huge wreck are Trent Whitney, Zohar Mahmoud, Danielle Copeland, Matthew Rodriguez. The 16 car, it fails me who that driver is, but the 16 is out. Jason Marshall is out. James Silverfox, Eric Burton, Pichu, Ben Paul, Alan Tanker, Brian James, Jake Smith, Molly Jeter, as well as Luke Martin and David Burton. They will all leave with $10 apiece, but that's certainly not the way that they wanted to end their day. Here's the drivers that I believe still are in contention: Kyle Richards, Matt Richards, Alan Tanker, D. Smith, Jacob Rodriguez, Peter Saviano, Richard Earnhardt, Tony Blazer, Connor Breton, Aaron Williams, that's the top 10, Corey Williams, Ryan Juke, Ryan Richards, Luke Walker, Red Bell, Keenan Busch, Seth Cole. Those are the drivers that are not damaged, that will probably be up to full speed. We'll have to see who's going to be the best of the best here for one more lap of racing. White flag, green flag, they will be shown at the same time. Here we go, 4 more corners, 1.5 laps. Who's going to leave with $100 here at Daytona? 2 Richards, nose to tail. Kyle in front, Matt behind. Then you've got some more contenders back there. Here we go. It's going to be Matt Richards making the early move to the inside. Alex Tanker lined up there. He may be coming up here with some drafting help in the form of the 21 of D. Smith. Could D. Smith be able to do it? Here we go. Down the back straightaway. Can the 47 hold off the 88? Here comes the 21 to the inside. Right now, it's all going the way of Matt Richards. Richards with an opportunity, but here comes Alex Tanker. He's going to hold off the 21. It's going to be nose to tail. Can Alex Tanker pull it off? Off of turn 4 they will come. It'll be the 44 and the 47 and the 88 to settle it. No move will be made. Matt Richards makes the last lap pass on the white flag lap, and he will take the win. In the number 47 Kroger Toyota, he wins $100 here at Daytona. What a move. And that was a big paying move right there for the 47 of Matt Richards. What a move right there. Unbelievable. I think this race is over. Let's look at the official finishing results for the first race of the season. Matt Richards will leave with $100. $50 will go to Alex Tanker, D. Smith, Kyle Richards, Richard Earnhardt, Connor Breton, Corey Williams, Ryan Juke, Aaron Williams, and Jacob Rodriguez. Tony Blazer, Peter Saviano, Luke Walker, Ryan Richards, Keenan Busch, Red Bell, Seth Cole, Emilio Navarrete, Alex Penland, and Gabriel Navarrete. They will all leave with $25. And then from 21st on down, they will leave with $10 apiece. Let's take a look at the rest of the finishing results. Well, I believe next week we're going to be heading over, I think, to Talladega Superspeedway. So we hope that you'll tune in for that. As race number 2 will be coming up, and the winner of this race, Matt Richards, in the number 47. He's the winner of the first fresh, crisp $100 bill here for this season. Hope you enjoyed today's race. Rate, comment, subscribe, and be sure and tune back in for the next race coming out here on the NNSCRA Faded Glory Drafting for Dollars Cup Series here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. Offline racing at its best.